Growing $1 million business is absolutely possible, as evidenced by the fact that many people have done it, including me, and no one was more surprised about that than I was. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 key steps to building $1 million business. The problem that a lot of people run into when they're trying to grow into $1 million business is that they try to do everything themselves, and they can end up getting burnt out, exhausted, and even resenting the business that they dreamed about in the first place. Another issue is that if you're not making enough money, you can get discouraged, and also when you run out of capital, you don't have any more to invest. So I created the Superstar framework. I call it my Superstar pyramid, and it details in order, which is really important, the correct order of operations, the 7 core areas of mastery in order to get to $1 million and way beyond. So the first category, the first at the bottom of the pyramid, is identity. Now, identity matters because if you are the leader of the business has to be aligned with you. It has to be aligned with what you care about, what you believe in, what you love to do, and what you value. So inside this category of identity, what I'm looking at is what are the owners, what are your gifts? What are your strengths? What are you the best at? What do you love to do the most? Now, every step on this pyramid has certain inputs from you. It requires certain mindset shifts from you, and it will generate certain results for you and for the business. So with this discovering the identity phase, what that requires from you is to develop self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love. Because what happens is, this is what happened to me when I first started my business. If we don't really get this part right, we can end up building a whole business around what we hate to do, around our weaknesses. And we can end up feeling like a failure, even though we're not a failure. We just built a business that wasn't aligned with our strengths and our gifts. So this requires self-acceptance, self-love, self-awareness, because it requires us to really look at ourselves deeply and say, what am I truly great at? What do I truly care about? And what do I truly love to do? I'm going to build a business around that. Now, the outcome of doing that work early on is that you create a business that feels joyful and fun and energy rich. The second piece, right on top of identity, it's to align the business with your lifestyle. Now, this is something that most entrepreneurs don't do until way too late. They get all the way deep in the business and then they take a step back and say, I have no life now. How do I have a business that lets me have a life? So that's why I pulled this step up into the beginning. When you design your lifestyle before you design the business model, before you commit to branding and marketing and strategy, you will create much more alignment in the long haul. So what that looks like, the inner work that's required here is to claim and declare that you will determine what your life looks like, not your business, not your clients. So what I'm talking about, for example, is let's say a young mother wants to start a business. She's clear that what she's best at is being creative. And she has a background in graphic design and she loves to do graphic design. But layer 2, lifestyle, she's a young mom. She just had a child and she wants to spend time with her child. Or better yet, let's say that her child is 5 or 6 years old and is going to school, and this mom wants to be home and with her daughter every day after 3 p.m. So her lifestyle now has placed some constraints on her business. She wants to work from, let's say, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and that's it. So now that we have clarity about that, and this person has determined that they are going to be the boss of their schedule and their life, now we look at layer number 3. So layer 3 is the business model. Now the business model is where your lifestyle meets the value delivered to your clients. I like to refer to your business model as the way that you monetize your magic. In other words, the way that you turn your magic, your gifts, into money. So a business model can be one-on-one. It can be professional services where you do things for people. There are so many business models out there. I'm not going to get into all of them, but what I will say is that when you define your business model, there are certain things you're going to want to look for. For example, monthly recurring revenues. I cannot stress that enough. I feel like a broken record sometimes because every video that's about money and revenue streams, I talk about the importance of monthly recurring revenues. If you want more information about business models, then I have a great in-depth, chock full of information video called How to Turn Your Business into a $1 Million Business. You can click on it up here. The fourth part of this 7-step series is to build a brand. Now, I have done so many videos about how to build a brand of attraction. I even have a whole playlist on those videos. So go ahead and check out all my videos on branding because I don't want to go deep into them here. I'm just going to say what you need to know in this video is that your brand is the way that you put your message out into the world and how that message resonates with the right people and attracts back the right people for you. The way that I look at it, branding is a one-time thing, or maybe you might rebrand every few years or so. Great branding is about self-expression. It's about claiming your identity out in the world, putting yourself out there unapologetically, authentically, and with passion and purpose. Now, when you do branding effectively, what the result is credibility, connection, and consistency. The fifth step is marketing. Marketing is like branding in that it's putting yourself out there, whereas branding you do one time, marketing is what you do over time. Marketing is literally putting your brand out into the world again and again and again. And by doing that, becoming top of mind so that people think of you when they're looking for what you do. Now, one of the things that marketing requires that a lot of people resist, and I know I resisted at the beginning, is shameless self-promotion. It's putting yourself out there and being willing to take the risk of being rejected or being disliked. Now, marketing that works really well is not average. It's not mediocre. And when marketing works well, it's because it attracts the right people, which conversely means you're going to turn some people off. If you're so afraid of turning people off that you're not willing to put yourself out there, you're not going to get the benefits of really effective marketing. So one of the things that you have to do from a mindset perspective is get over yourself and not take it so seriously if someone doesn't like what you're up to. The sixth step is where the money is made. It's monetization. It's conversion. It's how do you sell your product or service? Is it you selling over the phone? Are you trying to sell from an internet page? Are you using funnels or webinars? Do you have a sales team? All of these things you'll want to look at and know that in the beginning it might be you, and then you are establishing a system and a process to reliably convert people into clients. Then you'll want to be able to probably replicate and scale that on a bigger level. Now, what this step requires internally from a mindset perspective is really connecting to your value, to your worth. And I'm not just talking about self-worth, although that is a part of it. I'm really talking about the value of the thing that you're selling, the value of the outcome you're providing, the value of the solution that you're offering to people. If you can really stand in the value of that, this piece is going to be way easier. And this piece is what drives revenues and profits. The final step is to optimize and scale. This is all about operationalizing your business, about creating systems and processes to create predictable results. So once you've figured out a way to make things happen in your business, you'll want to document that and be able to rinse and repeat it. Operations is the glue that makes a business run. Early in a business, when we're just starting out, we can bootstrap things, we can figure things out, we can do things again and again. But later on, as we get further along into the business, we'll want to create replicatable, predictable systems to create outcomes. This is what allows us to grow and scale to $1 million and beyond. Now, what it takes, though, is really challenging for some entrepreneurs. because it takes removing yourself from the business. It takes replicating yourself, hiring other people. It takes creating systems and processes. But essentially, if you're the one doing the work, then it's not scalable. And you're going to always have a ceiling on how much you can earn and how big you can grow that's based on your personal capacity. And the outcome of this step is scale. This is where you get to make a bigger impact. Now, if you do all the other 6 steps, you can have a successful business. But step 7, done well, is where you really get to grow. If you're interested in building $1 million or beyond business, then I can help. Go ahead and visit superstaractivator.com/go and set up a time to chat with me. We'll explore ideas, we'll brainstorm, and I'll give you some insights and ways that you can find the hidden revenue in your business right now.